Hello and welcome to the ExtremeHW Podcast, number 22, I believe. Today we have a full house, actually. We have,
the usual 5 people.
The usual 5 people. It's actually a very small house, that's why it gets quite full. But we have Mr. Jellycake.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Currently stuffing his mouth.
It's 2
Chris.
rather large chocolate chip cookies and some 3-week-old cake frosting and a sandwich, and it's delicious, and I'm going to go into a diabetic coma when we're done.
Chris, you've had more sugar in a short amount of time, let's be honest.
I've also had Starbucks today twice.
I was going to say, but
Chris,
I'm trying not to be sad, Alex. It's called self-care.
Can you feel your feet, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Are they going numb yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, just making sure.
all right, we'll check on
Anyway.
you here in a little bit.
Yes, and we have our half-pint Simmons.
Yes, that's me. I'm short.
And
I mean, what can you say? What can you really say?
Yeah, Simmons is
And-
small, unlike me.
yeah, very much unlike you. Quite large.
Big boy. Boo-boo.
Anyway, we have our most important guest, Frick Frock.
Well, I don't know about the most important, but yes, hello, how are you?
I didn't mean to say Frick Frock. I actually meant to say something else and then introduce you as Frick Frock, but
Either way.
Straight up.
Either way.
Redoing the intro. Everyone,
Gotta restart the whole
leave.
intro now.
we're doing it live.
okay.
and we have Andrew joining us. Also, guest Craig. Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, Craig's a dick.
Yay! He's always listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, moving on to things that aren't dumb introductions. The in-win giveaway for ExtremeHW. Last month was the in-win mini D frame. I believe Prejet won that over on the forums.
Yeah, that
So-
jerk.
Well done to him.
Wow,
Yep.
thanks for being rude to your audience, Simmons.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway.
sure he's a lovely person.
It's still going on, but obviously it's not going to be the D-frame mini this time. It is a rather nice, as I am told, RGB gold-rated power supply, 750 watt. So I would suggest going on to the forums, entering there, entering on Twitter. You have a very good chance to win a very nice power supply that you can make look purple, pink, cyan, and whatever you want as well. So yes, I would suggest doing that. Anyway, moving on to things that aren't that hardware news.
Dang.
Kind of mean about the giveaway there.
It's very nice. Anyway, Chris, can you tell us about the next generation of the Xbox?
Well, I just shoved cookie in my mouth.
Simmons, can you tell us about the next generation of the Xbox?
So recently, we actually had some information published by Microsoft about the projected specs of the new Xbox. A couple of the highlights, and let me preface this by saying this is sourced from the news.xbox.com website, so this is as official as it gets. It looks like it will be using an AMD Zen 2 RDNA 2 architecture for the CPU, leveraging about 12 teraflops of GPU performance. So basically, it's a Zen 2 APU. Let's see what else is worth noting. Oh yes, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing. SSD storage in all systems, about time.
Expected.
A quick resume feature, which allows you to actually functionally turn your Xbox into a smartphone in a way where if you minimize an application, you can just pick it up later rather than having to close out of a game completely. So
Yeah. Oh, you mean like have apps suspended in the background?
yes,
Oh, that's neat.
that is.
I was going to say,
which-
this is just sleep mode. No, okay, that's different.
No. And then let's see what else. HDMI 2.1 support.
2.1. What are they up to? What's the latest HDMI certification?
I think 2.1 is the highest that's commercially available
what's
right
the
now.
spec on that? Hang on, HDMI 2.1.
I think it's bigger than DisplayPort 1.4.
Let's see. HDMI 2.1 is 4K 120 hertz and 8K 120 hertz, 48 gigabit per second cable. That's very nice.
Yes.
4K 120 or 8K 60. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that makes more sense. I was going to say, do we even have a DisplayPort equivalent of that yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think so.
No, because DisplayPort 1.4 only supports up to, I think, 60 hertz 4K.
Yeah, next gen DisplayPort is actually supposed to be based on Thunderbolt. Instead of being like bidirectional 40 gigabit per second, they're doing 80 gigabit per second. Like all of the TX pins or all of the RX pins are now TX pins on the host side. So you just get like double the data pins and it just vomits out an incredibly high bandwidth signal. But I'm not sure existing DisplayPort is quite that good.
So let me continue on the features that have been announced. So in regards to the HDMI 2.1, it looks like it has support for auto low latency mode for TVs and variable refresh rate. Also support for 120 hertz frame output from the box. So it's not going to be hard locked at 60 like every other console in the past.
Yeah, that's actually really nice to see that not just higher refresh rates, but also variable refresh rates are being embraced by console manufacturers.
Well, I think for the console, it makes the most sense because, you're not going to have hardware that's going to push that full 4K 60 hertz at the high tier graphics. So if you are running at something or running this game that's a bit more demanding, it's just a better experience. So this is like exactly what variable refresh rate was intended for.
Yeah. Yeah. Although on the contrary, a console, even if it can't really do 4K 60 at like really high settings, it's also the same hardware no matter who you're dealing with. So you should be able to target a frame rate and ideally not have that many drops in a, real game.
Yeah. So that appears to be the biggest takeaways for this new hardware. Yeah. Exciting stuff.
I am curious as to how they're going to do the custom design processor leveraging AMD's latest Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architectures. It doesn't really say if that's an APU. Like, on one hand, I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to do some kind of chiplet thing. I think they are doing GPU over Infinity Fabric, kind of like NVIDIA's doing like NVLink for some of their server chips. Like I think AMD can do the same thing with Infinity Fabric. It's supported, but not actually in production.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be that or just like a separate PCI Express chip, embedded into a package.
No, my theory is it's going to be just essentially a air quote glued together chip where you have your custom CPU and your RDNA GPU just glued together on a single substrate. So I mean,
yeah. That's fine.
I kind of think back to like what was it? The Intel NUCs, those custom.
KB Lake G, where it was a pretty standard like 4-core 8-thread KB Lake die, GT2 graphics and everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm specifically referring to the one that had the AMD graphics.
Yeah, no, that's the one, KB Lake G. Okay. But like embedded in the package was a PCI Express by 8 link to this custom GPU. It wasn't like any kind of super duper proprietary interface. So that's kind of boring, but at the same time, hey, single chip solution that simplifies design and cooling for that matter.
No, multi-chip is best.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Multi-chip is future.
Let's see, other things, variable rate shading. That one's interesting because that means they can save cycles by not really shading things that you're not going to be paying attention to or like things that don't really need to be paid attention to.
How much? Already do that now, though? Isn't that a pretty old tech?
Yeah, I think, but if they're really pushing it, then that's effectively free performance for indistinguishable image quality. It's like your eye's not going to be able to tell the difference, but your GPU will.
Okay, so that's essentially like draw distance, right? They're rendering it when you see it.
Kinda.
But I mean, how much are they going to actually leverage that? Because surely that, like, in terms of, wouldn't that be up to the game developer to leverage?
Yeah. I mean, most things are. I don't think it's like they can just magically say, yes, I'm a GPU and I'm not going to shade this because I don't feel like it.
I won't do it.
No, I know, but that's what I was saying. Like, that seems a bit weird on the spec sheet for the Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, for a hardware product. I get ray tracing because, you need the tensor cores or AMD's equivalent of it, but variable rate shading doesn't seem to have why is that a hardware limitation?
Probably going to be related to like how scheduling it works. I really don't know the details, but just based on what I know of graphics rendering, that just sounds hardware. I don't know. I am not an expert in that field at all.
Are you injuring yourself live on recording?
I'm playing with a spring, and I accidentally caught hair in between the coils and pulled some out.
Springs.
Of course you did.
So powerful, like one of those springs that are like on hydraulic doors and stuff.
No, it's just like a little, 10-pound door spring. It's not that strong. It's just enough to hurt me. One of the biggest changes, and I mean they've talked this up, but like one of the bigger changes with the new consoles is that they're now using flash storage for games, which I'm not really sure how much that's going to benefit them. Like we'll have to see, but like existing games, I don't know. They don't really seem to benefit from an SSD versus a hard disk.
No. What it comes down to is these consoles have always been notorious for extremely slow loading times, like especially in a large world environment similar to, say, like Uncharted or Just Cause or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, ideally, faster disk with faster random speeds and lower latency is going to help with, like, say, pop-in in a big open world game. I know GTA 5 on the last-gen consoles was really bad about that.
Yeah,
like, so if you drive too fast, things just appear.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, right? It's just it's one of those. The technology is finally trickled down to the console, and it's about time. I do recall that there was one point where people were actually just modifying like Xbox 360 drives, basically re-imaging an SSD, so it looks identical to the hard drive that's in there, and then it would sometimes work. And when it did sometimes work, they were just happy.
Yeah, I've actually considered doing that. I've got an old 20 gig 360, and 120 gig drives are like $20 now. 240, that's like $30. I could easily do that. I could put games on it. I don't have any interest in playing it, and I have even less interest now that Halo is coming to PC.
What do you mean is coming? I'm already playing it.
The rest of the Halo games. Shut up.
Oh yeah. They're coming.
I was looking into why somebody want to have more SSD storage. Apparently, it affects not just. It doesn't just affect loading times. Apparently, a big advantage could be having more assets in general in a game. So instead of just having like an MMORPG, for example, instead of just having like one environment that's like full of 15, 30, whatever assets and stuff like that, you can actually enhance it a lot more, and you can make the world more immersive by extension.
Yeah, I mean, that's really sounds like it comes down to capacity, and frankly, look, we have a disk that can have like more IO requests in flight. Let's stick more assets in it so it's as slow as the old disk. Honestly, I think the ideal solution for a console would be like just a hybrid drive. Like it's commodity consumer hardware, so it has to be cheap, but hybrid drives combine the size of a hard disk with the speed of an SSD for the most part. Like they do a good job.
That's a no argument these days, because SSDs, you can get them up to the capacities of these hybrid drives that are typically available. Also, you're a little biased right now because you've been jerking around with these hybrid drives for a couple weeks now.
I absolutely have. But one, I still believe it's a neat concept. Two, I don't mean like we're sticking a Seagate Momentus XT in the console. No, I mean like we have an M2 SSD, we have just some generic hard disk drive, and the software is set up so the SSD is a dedicated cache. And as games are getting bigger and bigger, like we saw with the new Call of Duty, right? It's close to 200 gigabytes. It's dropping like 60 gigabyte updates. You're going to run out of space very quickly, even on a terabyte drive. And that's really all you can afford with an SSD. I think these things are using PCI Express Gen 4 drives, which at this point just means Phison E16, which is an overclocked Phison E12 controller. But those are like $200. And like they're commodities. Everybody's selling the same damn drive. So it's not like, I don't know, maybe there's collusion or maybe Microsoft can get a good deal on these in bulk, but it's still not really affordable to go over a terabyte of flash. I don't know.
Cool.
I guess they're just relying on people like installing a few games at a time and uninstalling them and relying on the cloud to download, which it feels really short-sighted. I feel like hot storage and cold storage in the same system is the best idea still.
That's actually a pretty good point, because everyone's saying it has that we're adding solid-state drives or we're going solid-state drives or whatever. They haven't said that they're only doing that. I could totally see like they have basically fast storage and slow storage. Like you add your favorite games up to 128 gigs on this SSD, which has the OS as well. Or maybe it doesn't really need it because it's focused purely on, game performance. And then you have your slow drive, and that way they can offer like 2 terabytes with an SSD and seem really competitive, because like previously consoles, they scaled horribly as you upgraded the hard drive. Cost way too much. Like, so if they come in at like, it costs the same to upgrade it, but I get an SSD as well, they're probably taking a bigger cut, but it doesn't seem like Microsoft or Sony is being, super stingy. It seems like they're being super generous.
You know what I actually would like to see? Don't even like have a hybrid drive, just like have basic support for you can plug in an external drive and back up your games to it. That way you don't have to spend potentially days re-downloading a game if you want to play it again. It's just sitting there on your disk and you can reinstall it. Sure, it'll take a while, but it's fine.
Megabytes a second.
No, Chris, we can't do that, because that means that you bought the wrong console and you should upgrade to the bigger console. Stop being cheap.
Right. Well, I mean, the problem is when you encounter the biggest capacity drive.
Can you imagine
started doing that? If you bought a copy of Cyberpunk 2077, they give you a free copy of it for next gen as well.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Like, that's a good thing to do, and I wish that were the default. But that is in very stark contrast to last gen, where like everything in 2013 and 2014 was a remaster.
Yeah. Could you imagine someone out there has upgraded their Xbox or PlayStation to a larger capacity, like by buying it? Someone must have done it. Some idiot must have done it.
Oh yeah, like buy a completely new console just for a bigger hard drive.
Just for a bigger hard drive. Like thinking that's the only way you can do it.
You know what? That was super common back in my high school for some reason.
And like, could you imagine buying an entirely new computer? Like, even if it's a laptop, just to upgrade the hard drive.
I needed more RAM, so I bought a new Alien.
Well, I mean, I'm already ripping apart my computer. I might as well just throw in a Threadripper 3000 series.
Okay, good. That's a good series.
I'll say that.
Wait, what did you say, Frick? You said, I will just say that, but we could not hear before that.
I said I'd like to be able to be the guy that sells it to him. If you look on Craigslist at all, and you look at like people selling PCs, it is the most insane prices you'll ever see in your life. Like it's like a 970.
You can get a discount if you bring
4 gigs of like DDR2, $800. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like gaming PC, and it's got a GT 610 in it.
No, my favorite ones. No, my favorite ones are when people take the old, the old Dell mass-produced office computers.
Dell Optiplex now with a 750 Ti.
Well, Well, no. They hack it up so they jam in like a 1080, and it's just like half sticking out of the side panel because they cut a slot in the side panel.
Oh, like low profile case but standard height card. Yeah,
yes.
That's funny.
Those are my favorites. They're like, will sell for $1,000.
No, I'm not doing that. You are not smart enough to deserve my money.
Well, out of curiosity, I looked on Alienware's website to see what they offer for $1,000. This is the cheapest computer you can get from Alienware. It's about $1,000 that I could find on Dell's official website. $1,000 gets you a i9-99K, 2 terabyte PCIe NVMe, Windows 10, 64 gigs of HyperX, and a 2080 Ti.
For $1,000?
Oh wait, no, that's up to. Never mind.
Yeah,
okay.
Frick, the GPU is worth more than the entire computer.
Okay, something was okay. Here's what Alienware, cheapest one. Here we go. $999, 9400 i5, Windows 10, 1660, 6 gigabyte, 8 gigs DDR4, and a 1 terabyte SATA as a hard drive. Oh, hard drive.
Hybrid drive, SSHD, or just
regular hard drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they
so
sell
you
like those.
$1,000.
So, moving on from the Xbox, then.
Thank you, Alex.
Can you just add that image to the thumbnail? And
then, if Alex could actually be bothered to edit the podcast, we could have like some of the pictures.
Chris, they actually all do go in there. Have you not been looking at the thumbnails? I'm going to criticize you for making bad thumbnails.
Oh, you put things in the thumbnail. No. I'm not talking about the thumbnail. I'm talking about the video. Just like
Chris.
The thumbnail is the video.
I hate to spoil it for you, but this is an audio podcast.
Well, you should have.
Have you had your camera on the
viewers to look at?
Yeah. Chris and I are the idiots over here with our cameras on for the audio only podcast.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Anyway.
You know what? Just for that quip, I'm turning on my camera.
Go for it. I will even include a picture of you in the thumbnail, Chris.
No, you're just going to look at my ceiling.
No, Chris, we have many images of you.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I thought it was Bernie Sanders for a second.
Okay, I'm sorry. That actually is going to go in.
Asking.
Actually, can we actually put that in,
Chris?
That one doesn't have my face in it, so yeah, sure.
Chris, it looks like you're going bald, but okay.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
That's going to go in.
Yeah, can you see my Legos in the background there? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, God, that's such a good picture. You can see both of my chins. No, that one's edited. Absolutely not.
All right, so, okay. Hold on, I'm trying to find the doc.
Okay, Alex, if you include that one, then it has to be the whole video. It can't just be that one thumbnail.
Chris, how am I going to include a video segment? Do you want me to cut it?
Gee, Alex, I don't know how you're going to include a video on YouTube.com.
No. See, it'd be funny.
How am I going to include it on like Spotify?
No. You render out the video and then you extract the audio.
Can you make a GIF album art? Can you make an album art GIF in Spotify?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and if that doesn't work, then try APNG.
There we go.
Why?
I don't know. Just in case.
Not you. Oh. Frick.
Oh God, I have not seen this.
I am not going to make that the icon.
I just got the dust blower, and I thought it would be funny to put it in my mouth and like blow.
All right.
How many FPS is this? It's like
it's 240. It's 240.
I hate it. I hate all of it.
Oh my lord!
Oh God, I was laughing my ass off at that for a while, and also it gave me a headache.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh, geez.
So what about hybrid Chris? Put hybrid Chris in because it's got Simmons as well.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's got Chris's face in it. I'm not going to.
Is that Windex on the table there?
No, that's not Windex. That's a spray bottle. That has
With
water.
Windex.
Windex in it.
No, there's water in it.
Yeah,
Why?
it's Windex.
Why do you have a spray bottle of water?
You're near the
For
sink.
my hair and my clothes. Imagine
Why
that.
wait. Why are you spraying water onto your clothes from a spray bottle?
Okay. We'll talk about that actually. So, do you ever get clothes that come out of the dryer and you dry them for too long and they're wrinkly?
No.
Oh,
How?
I've never. That's
How?
never
I
happened to me in
tried
my
it.
entire
Okay,
life.
so regardless, if it basically if you spray down the like your shirts with the spray bottle of water, it rehydrates the clothes and
I just do that when they're really staticky.
Are you talking about using an iron? Hey, we use iron.
okay, no.
Fuck you, you're just
No,
doing
we
It's
do.
basically like using a steamer without the heat.
I'd have mercy.
an iron.
Simmons, you should use an iron while you're wearing your clothes.
Oh, okay. I'll get right on that.
What?
I found out recently that
No. Do you
the iron
own
is a
an
good
iron?
method for cooking burgers.
So you do own an iron. You're just using it to cook burgers instead of iron your clothes.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why you need the spray bottle.
Yeah.
Steamed hams. That's how you make them.
I'm on I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a website called ironsexpert.com.
Oh
We
dear.
have the benchmarks of all the best irons for this for 2020.
You know what? Good for them. Honestly,
As of 2020, the number one iron is the
Yes.
Rowenta DW5080 Focus Iron, a German
I know
iron
that brand. It's really good. It's really good.
that chops
I
and
have
toast.
strong opinions on appliances.
It is the
Like, I can-
most popular Rowenta brand under $100 and the top-rated steam iron. Now listen, Simmons. Now this is important. The iron
Okay.
combines ergonomic controls that are easily readable, and it has been designed to offer the ultimate precision and maximum control. Now the pros. I know what you're thinking. What are the pros? Now here are the pros. The pros are it has 400 micro holes that allow it to produce a lot of steam.
Wow,
It
400 micro
produces-
holes.
100 grams a minute, a burst of steam to remove tough wrinkles, 1,700 watts. Holy Jesus, this thing uses
What? Wrinkles just like my brain.
Wait. How do you measure grams per minute of steam?
I mean, the Irons
Oh.
Experts have done it. IronsExperts.com for all your iron needs.
Stick it in a
You know what?
vacuum
I have to trust it with that kind of name.
Guys,
Actually, Simmons, you know how you do it? You would look at the rate of decrease of water in the reservoir.
Hey, Chris, shut up.
Yeah, well, I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, probably.
I am technically a professional scientist, so
Well, unemployed, but yeah.
Yeah.
former professional scientist.
Chris, you can't be former if you've never got a form or to.
Alex, I don't think you understand what I've done for money.
I don't think I want to
Let's just
know.
leave it at that.
Oh boy.
The correct answer is I made cool plastic and I got money for it.
I'm glad you used a plastic to make some money
Yeah.
or rubber.
Haha, XD. Haha.
that's
That's
epic.
also a kind of polymer.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
What?
Anyway, no. Shh.
No, I'm angry about this now too. We're going on another tangent and you can't stop me.
What?
Why
Okay.
is it like that?
What is the tangent? Where are you going to jump off?
What do you?
The mouse.
Oh, really?
Oh no! You just replaced the mouse click with another mouse click.
I don't like it.
Yes, it's very
Okay. Anyway,
Okay, moving on.
yeah. So the battery one. So there is a leaked proposal for the EU to mandate removable smartphone batteries or removable batteries in smartphones. This is to try and, I suppose, make battery replacement easier, prevent e-waste buildup, as they claim. So it's going to be presented in mid-March, which is, 15 days away or so. And yeah, it's essentially driven by, I guess, better usability and reducing e-waste because people are going to use their phones for longer.
Yeah, this is actually an objectively good thing. Oh no, it's gonna make my phone harder to design. It can't be as thin anymore. Tough
Okay.
shit. I want replaceable batteries.
Yeah.
Like,
I want a serviceable phone.
yeah, a phone is disposable. A phone is a primary computer for most people, and it's completely disposable because it's so hard to service them.
I think you were actually talking about it before. We have kind of in that lag period of not really realizing how much e-waste is going to be made from smartphones as people have been upgrading them a lot quicker and chucking in.
It's the combination of the industry convincing people that they need to upgrade annually, which is certainly not the case anymore. Like the rate of like progress is just slowing down on like CPU upgrades and such. But instead, we're seeing things like soldered storage. There's no SD slots on a lot of flagship Android phones anymore. There've never been any on Apple phones. Batteries are now non-user replaceable. Like I remember my old BlackBerry, there was a little tab in the back. You just like pop it with your thumb. Back pops off. You can pop out the battery, easy peasy. Can't do that with anything anymore. And you know, like I'm still running an iPhone 6s, and the battery is not doing so hot, and I want to get it replaced, but I don't feel confident doing that by myself. And I don't want to spend the money to send it off to Apple. So I'm just kind of stuck there, aren't I?
You heard of our saviors, iFixit.com?
Yeah, I looked at the guide. It's kind of overwhelming.
Like, it's a battery? What's overwhelming about it?
It's not replacing the battery. Like, that's easy. It's getting to the battery. That's the problem. And all of the little finicky cables. Like,
and no, the cables I don't give a shit about. It's the getting the screen off. Or getting the back off the heat gun thing. It's like, no. Yeah.
It's just like, no, it's an environmental nightmare. And also when you consider the amount of semi-precious metals that are in phones that are not very common, rather expensive to mine, also an environmental nightmare to mine for that matter, and they just don't really get recovered. So no, like that's a big problem. I'm not a fan of where the industry has gone with regard to smartphones, and there really do need to be regulations to actually bring it back to a user-friendly state, because otherwise there's nothing.
But do you know what I expect to happen, though, is if this legislation does pass in the EU and it's enforced in the EU,
not going to come to the US. They're going to make like a US exclusive model with
that. Exactly. Like an America exclusive model that, hey, if you're not in the EU, it sucks to be you, I guess.
So actually, speaking of that,
that's true. Like how different are the LTE bands and stuff? Like how feasible do you think it would be to people to actually want it to import it?
I mean, honestly, it's not bad.
You probably could.
I spent a week in Germany, and T-Mobile worked just fine over there. So
yeah, incidentally, so I'm thinking about this, like back to the other big EU let's reduce e-waste proposal where everybody agreed, okay, we're going to use micro USB as a standard charger. Well, I learned how Apple got around that while they were still using 30-pin and then later Lightning. Apparently, these were not sold in the United States, but in Europe, there were these little like micro USB to Lightning or 30-pin plugs. They just like fit in the bottom of your phone. It was just like a little tip, kind of like iTips. You remember those things?
Yeah.
It was like that, but for micro USB. That's how they got around the ban, because they could say, well, you see, we don't need a micro USB port because we have this little device. And I don't know if it was for sale or if they tossed it in with the phone. Never made it stateside. I wonder why that was. Just.
Chris, I heard her crying about it helps.
Yeah, I'm going to go cry about it. I'm going to go cry a lot because of the sad.
It's fine. Just have a nice jelly brain.
Yeah. But no, I just I'm not a fan of consumer electronics in general, partly because they are now so difficult to service. And in some cases, all right, that's justifiable. Miniaturization of electronics is going to make things like, well, one chip is bad, everything's SMD components. Fair enough, I guess. But when it's things that I can like hold in my hand, like a battery, that's no, thank you. I'm also thinking now. Remember phone blocks?
Phone blocks?
Phone blocks.
I do remember.
Yes.
Yeah, that big Kickstarter. You had like just this little motherboard and screen and one thing, and you just had a bunch of blocks on the back where you could plug in little modules to upgrade it.
Was it cool?
And that's just what's that?
Whatever happened with that? Did it ever go mainstream?
No, it never happened. I mean, it was conceptualized. I don't think they ever even made prototypes of it. But I think it would have ended up being like an FCC nightmare to get it licensed just because of all of the variability and the combinations of modules.
Yeah.
I'm on their website right now, and I'm trying to look for a place to see if you can buy it. Doesn't seem to be a place you can buy it. They have a form that has been shut down. So
yeah, it was designed to reduce e-waste, and it just kind of didn't happen. And it's really sad because that was a cool concept. Potential increase of e-waste, critics have argued. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from whatever you're talking about, I completely forgot. So, actually, do you know what? Apparently, I was gonna read the article about China and Plague Inc. Well, pulling Plague Inc. But I was gonna read the why. Apparently, people are getting demonetized on YouTube if you say coronavirus.
Well, sucks for us, I guess.
Well, not that. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna exactly monetize it. So, right. But I've noticed a few YouTubers, Linus Tech Tips, I think, basically said like inferred he couldn't say it because he'd get demonetized.
Implied he couldn't say it.
Yeah, it's just weird.
You inferred that he couldn't say it. He implied that he couldn't.
No, he straight up said that in one of the videos that they were talking about.
Chris is correcting my English.
Yeah,
shut up. Yeah, no, but they got the famous yellow dollar sign icon on one of their videos where they were talking about it. So.
Here's something about how YouTube works now. If you can, a lot of things you can pretty much say that people are afraid to say outside of the first minute. In that first minute, you can't swear, you can't say anything controversial, you can't even say the word controversial, by the way. I'm not joking. You get demonetized for that. You can't say that, but if it's past the first minute, basically say whatever you want.
Yeah, I recall why, I don't know, they probably don't scan that far into the video. I'd assume anyway.
No, like they're not idiots. They know people going around it. So why do they put in such idiotic policies?
I mean, they don't. I'm not even sure YouTube knows their own policies, but like, it's just patterns that people are observing because none of this is even disclosed.
Yeah.
I'm actually remembering now. It's like YouTube is not very good about handling things that might upset people at all. Like I remember last year during Pride Month, all of their social media accounts were like, "Look, guys, we're super pro LGBT," and then a bunch of LGBT YouTubers who made that kind of comment were like, "All of my videos are age restricted, even though I'm talking about like." Just really
exactly what you're
inoffensive, yeah. Even less controversial than YouTube's social media posts. It's just like they are so spineless and afraid of doing anything. Yeah, it's not a good platform.
Remember, the only content creators that YouTube cares about are the kids-friendly content creators.
I don't even care about those ones either because they don't make them money anymore.
Big oof. Anyway, China has pulled Plague Inc., the game about trying to infect as many countries as possible with your made-up virus from the App Store. I assume the Android App Store and or Apple App Store. It doesn't actually say where, but they've pulled the mobile app.
It's probably the Windows 10
and
the Cyberspace Administration of China? Oh, that sounds cool.
You can be a part of that if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to be part of the Space Force.
You guys hear that the developers of Plague Inc. actually came out and said not to use their game as like a simulation for real life, like threat testing, for real life outbreak testing?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Madagascar's airports are still open.
What?
That's a highly specific reference.
That is a very highly specific reference.
That's a very deep cut.
That was good.
You're welcome.
Take that big sip.
Yeah, what? I don't even care. Authoritarian government censors a thing.
No, but one of the statements around it is so crazy. So, a statement from. Sorry, I'm actually trying to find out now.
Are you struggling?
Yes, from Plague Inc. themselves. Okay, I just want to make sure it's them and not like government. Anyway, Plague Inc. said it's not clear if this removal is linked to the ongoing coronavirus outbreak that China is facing. However, Plague Inc.'s educational importance has been repeatedly recognized by organizations like the CDC, and we are currently working with major global health organizations to determine how we can best support their efforts to contain and control the coronavirus, COVID-19/19, sorry.
-19, -19.
It's all going wrong here.
ASCII 19.
Anyway, it's just so funny. It's like a video game company working with the CDC. It just seems
I
great.
really feel like they aren't beyond like some kind of PR thing. There's not any kind of like, yes, well, here's what our simulation says about combating a virus.
No, but it's almost no. See, this seems backwards from like some of the awareness campaigns that I've seen, like especially in Japan, where, hey, we want to make awareness of this thing, so here is this anime that you can watch about this thing, and hopefully
that's how Microsoft taught me about Internet Explorer.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yes. What do you mean? Like, what about Windows 7 Chan or XP Chan?
No, but like this is the opposite, where the game already existed, and all these organizations were like, "Hey, wait a second." That's it.
Oh, apparently, Vista Chan is a thing.
I think Vista Chan died.
Oh, thank God.
I know XP Chan died.
Yeah.
How long did Windows ME Chan live for?
That means Windows ME Chan never lived.
ME Chan was stillborn.
Oh.
Oh no. How to get demonetized?
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It wasn't exactly.
Frick, shut up. Frick. It's not Chan, it was Tan.
Oh no, it was the wrong. It was a Noriyazawa, and it was for Windows Internet Explorer.
Oh wait, was this genuine? I was just taking. Oh
Yeah, no, it's real.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh wait, crap. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's really happening.
Made by, so it's endorsed by Microsoft.
Made by Microsoft.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wait, Microsoft has a waifu?
Yeah, Microsoft has a waifu.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, they did.
I mean, they've
What?
also got Cortana. Have you played Halo?
Yeah, but that's some like dumb Halo crap.
Oh, look at me. My name is Alex. I only like waifus when they're two-dimensional.
No. It's really funny. No, it's just funny that Microsoft. This is Bill Gates' waifu.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Actually, no. I bet that Steve Ballmer probably has a body pillow of her.
No. This is like
There isn't a single organization on the planet, a big organization that doesn't have some sort of anime mascot.
I got
okay.
it. Guys,
No. I
guys.
want to see this. I want to see Ferrari Chan.
Oh
Guys,
God.
Steve
Well, I was gonna say,
Ballmer-
wait, what's that headphone company that they have that they have like anime characters for
Oh,
all
they
this
have
stuff?
Supersonico, yeah, as their mascot. I think it's
I
AKG.
think no, I'm
Guys.
thinking
It's AKG.
Guys, I have a contribution to make. Steve Ballmer saying developers, armpit stains and all, wearing an Ahegao hoodie.
Oh, I hate this.
you
I hate
can
that
say
you opened your
this?
mouth to and interrupted us to say that.
Can you imagine?
No, and I don't want to. Thank you.
Well, too bad I did, and I'm sharing it with the world, or at least you people.
Yeah, right.
Alex is going to cut this, isn't he?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
That was a complete sidetrack. I have no idea what I was going to say.
Something about a headphone waifu?
No, that was Stacks. I
Was
think.
it Stacks?
Ferrari
No, it wasn't.
waifu?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because there's somebody on one of the forums that we're members that has that character, and that was an official art, I think.
It can't be. I just googled it now. They've got like poles sticking out of them.
Oh God.
Like, are you sure it's not this? Oh, sorry.
No. That's a character on its own. That's not what I'm referring to at all.
Well, I don't know. What
Are
this
your
is.
headphones innies or outies?
No.
So I just discovered something. Microsoft doesn't have one anime waifu; they have 3.
Oh my goodness! How did you find this?
Ikura Azawa, that's another one, and then they have a third one,
Actually,
which is a Nanami Modobe. I'm trying to find a picture of that. I mean, at least 3 that I found. I think there's more.
Created for Microsoft Silverlight. Whatever happened to Microsoft Silverlight?
And then there's
no
a full harem called OS10, which is at least 5 or 6 different waifus.
Oh geez. Oh geez.
You know, waifu harem, more like a waifu.
Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, sweet Lord.
All right.
Okay, so this is the list that I can find so far is that.
Okay, Amazon Kindle is not a Microsoft product. Chromium is not a Microsoft product.
Those are just supporting characters in Microsoft products.
Miss McAfee. I think McAfee's waifu is just John McAfee.
Oh God. There's a Norton antivirus waifu. I don't even want to see this. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, John McAfee is a cool guy. Sometimes when you respond to his tweets, he reveals stuff about the McAfee lore. Like apparently 3 of his body doubles have been killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looking up the mascot for okay, so I found it. Here is the waifu for Norton antivirus. Is called Dr. Norton, and this is him. This is Dr. Norton.
Why does Dr. Norton look? Who does that look like? I've seen that face before.
He looks serial killery.
He works at Geek Squad.
I'm vaguely getting some Mitch McConnell vibes. I think it's the glasses and the lips.
Wow. This is outstanding.
That was the sentence that you just said, Chris.
No, I'm sorry.
Look, it's not my fault.
I'm including that in the video.
Yeah, why not?
That's very handsome there.
Yeah.
So, speaking of tangents, I have no idea what I was talking about before we got distracted like 20
Speaking
times.
of tangents, sine divided by cosine.
Right.
You love me. You know it.
No.
No.
Yeah, let's one.
Do you want to go? Sorry, which one? The GOG one?
Yeah, let's do GOG. I'm getting more water beverage. Water snack.
All right, we have 5 minutes before he comes back. Let's go quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Video games' most generous refund policy just got better. Players can ask for a refund no matter how long they've played a game. Just don't be quote unquote that person, says Polygon. GOG's refund policy for online purchases now grants customers a refund even if they've downloaded, launched, played the game for any length of time. The marketplace's 30-day refund window, first introduced in 2013, still applies. So you
This is peanut.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean,
I wonder how much it's going to get abused, though.
Well,
So here's what's one of the problems. So right now, that's probably the best consumer return policy for any game company ever.
That's incredibly good. It's DRM free. You can download this and you can just refund it. Like it's effectively piracy through legal channels.
And so cynical, that's the problem. So some developers are coming out and saying, "Oh, they never told us about this before they went public."
I honestly don't think that this will be a problem. Like, I genuinely don't think that it's going to be abused that much.
Yeah, they also say if it is abused, like they're kind of monitoring the effects of the current update to make sure no one's abusing the policy. And if they are, they'll pretty much ban you.
Nix your account.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'll just make a new one. No big deal.
I mean, but you know, the fact that you would have to keep creating new accounts, the tediousness would be burdens to most average individuals.
But at that point, it's effectively working a job because you're saving money. No, like I don't know. I don't want to say that like PC gamers are honest people. They're honest, hardworking people. But like, no, I mean, Gabe Newell was right. Piracy is not a money problem. Piracy is a service problem, and people aren't going to pirate it if it's easy to get and you have like a guarantee that it's good. And in this case, a very generous return window. Well, there you go.
Here's what some of the developers are saying about this. And the biggest problem that they have with this policy is the 30 days thing. And they argue that 30 days is probably longer than you need to decide whether you like a game. However, it's probably long enough to beat most games. Playing an hour or two per day is enough to complete even big AAA titles. And there's very little stopping players from beating a game and getting a refund at the end of the month. GOG says it will aim to prevent abuse by monitoring account activity. If someone is refunding a lot of games near the limit, GOG reserves the right to deny refunds. It also politely asks gamers not to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah. Imagine.
No, I mean, like, that's
like
fair.
Also imagine if it's just kind of weird that companies are complaining that like, oh, I want people to have buyer's remorse. That's kind of what they're arguing. Like,
well, I do get the argument that, like,
what I'm saying is like I love Nier Automata, right? Just because I've completed it like 3 times doesn't mean or let's say, yeah, I've completed it, right? I'm not going to be like, I love that game, I'm going to refund it now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the developers are awesome, and I want them to do another one.
I want them to have my money.
Quite frankly, I mean, this might hurt the industry a little bit, but I feel like this is also more motivation.
I feel
to
like
create better quality products.
I feel like GOG is also a small enough player compared to like Epic and Steam. Although I do understand that a lot of people have like switched to GOG exclusively when possible.
Yeah.
A lot of developers said they saw a significant drop in revenue after Steam instituted their refund policy.
Oh, no. Well, stop selling games like Batman Arkham Knight. Actually, I think Arkham Knight was the first big AAA release that happened after Steam's refund policy. Hell, I remember Total Biscuit like saying that as part of his analysis. But like, yeah, it wasn't a matter of... It's like, oh no, our revenue dropped because people are returning our games. Well, think about maybe instead of why
are they returning
instead of, oh no, our revenue is dropping, it's why do they not want to keep it?
Exactly.
Right? Like what is making them within the first 2 hours of gameplay return the game?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like what was that one game? It was that a former or a member of a different podcast would always try to pawn off to people.
Raid Shadow Legends?
Wait, what was it?
No.
No. Oh, that was Day One Gary's incident. I still got my copy.
Oh my goodness. Is it who I think it is?
Yes.
Yeah. It's exactly
God.
what you think it is.
Okay.
Isn't it Rocket League as well?
No, just Day One Gary's incident.
Day One Gary's incident. He would purchase a copy and send it
for
to
every single guest.
Why?
I don't know.
Isn't it really bad?
Yes.
It's a horrible game. And that's the joke.
He like single-handed. I think he bought more copies than anybody else in the world combined.
He's responsible for like the developers are like, what? We got a 400% revenue growth all of a sudden. What happens?
Man, guys, we made $50. What? How?
Why would you do that?
Seemed funny.
Well, because that was the entire bit, right? It was one of those things where he would especially only give it to guests who never heard of the game before.
Oh,
I'd spend $5 on a joke.
Well,
I think when they had Fractal Josh on, he never responded after he played the game.
wow. That's pretty bad. Anyway, moving on again. I'm really good at these, segments. It's so seamless between topics.
Oh man, dude, you're nailing it.
Perfect. Cutting it. No one can even notice that I'm trying to change the topic right now.
No.
Yeah. So, changing the... Oh, joking.
Good work. You've done it.
UK's 5G network, well within safety limits, Ofcom tests fine.
Wow,
So,
what a shocker.
Imagine that.
It's almost like non-ionizing radiation isn't damaging unless it's a high-power source like a microwave. I'm going to hit people in real life.
Sweden has actually paused 5G deployment because they aren't certain or they haven't done tests with 5G. And they had a concerned number of the population say, like,
a
don't do it.
concerned amount of the population. Yeah, a bunch of wine moms who read some bullshit on Facebook from like Freedom Patriot News stuff.
No, listen. I actually agree with Sweden's doing of this. Whether or not it's ridiculous, the fact that they paused it pending an investigation is actually cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it's a good move.
Not surprisingly, I'm pretty sure their investigation will.
One thing real quick, Alex, just because Cynical brought that up. There was a story that just came out, and I'll see if I can post it for you, that said Facebook users over the age of 65 are 7 times more likely to post fake news stories.
Yes.
I'll see if I can
Facebook is a
find out.
website that started out with like sharing pictures of your family, and now it turns your grandpa into a Nazi.
Yeah, no,
I haven't used Facebook in a while, Chris. I didn't know this was going on.
Well, I hope your grandpa hasn't either.
Well, my grandpa is a bit...
About that. We're in that age bracket where our grandparents are probably dead.
Well, no, he fought in World War II, so...
Oh, yeah. Which side, Alex? Which side?
No. Chris.
Do you make that guard tower joke? I swear to God.
It seems offensive.
Okay, I won't bring it up.
Let's go.
Yes, so 5G, shockingly, wow, is safe. What a bloody shock. So, I mean, that's all about it, really.
Here's the deal.
They're just going to start deploying 5G now.
If your wireless transmitters are able to hurt somebody, then that means either A, you are using just impractically short wavelengths like X-rays or something for your communications, or B, you're using such high power that your power bill is probably more concerning than the dead people.
No, but
it's fine.
Chris, what is your opinion on those people who are on, like, have you seen that odd Amazon review where it's like, don't buy this air purifier because it emits 0.8 microfarads of radioactive activity? Have you seen that?
I think they're idiots and should be beaten. If you go out in the sun, it's more dangerous than like a lifetime of short range.
Okay. I would say my only counter argument to that is for that one specifically is there are sellers of radioactive products on Amazon and eBay and such
actually,
that are very radioactive.
Yeah, fun fact. I didn't actually read the article, but like Hackaday posted something about this last week. Apparently, there are some things that will use like thorium dioxide as ion generators.
Yes.
And they say it's a negative ion generator, which, cool guys, it's an alpha emitter. That's the opposite of a negative ion.
That's the same thing that gave Bruce Banner his power turn to the Hulk, just so be aware.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
All
For
right, well,
the power that it will give you is cancer.
No. I'm going to be consuming some negative ions now. I'm going to get big and strong like Bruce Banner.
I consumed negative ions earlier today. I licked a battery to make sure that it was the dead one and not the new one.
Were you just kind of hoping, like?
No, I was just making sure.
Okay.
So we were in the checkout line line at a CVS, and I got confused by which battery was the old one. Yeah.
You're just licking batteries in public. That's weird.
Yeah. The cashier commented on it, and I said, oh yeah, I'm just tasting which one is dead.
Need iron. I'm low deficiency, low in iron.
Chris, did you lick a battery that you like picked up from a shopping?
Oh no! This came out of a key fob. This came out of the key fob that I own and was replacing the battery of. Thank you very much.
You know, you can just push down on the battery and it'll tell you what its power level is. Like, you don't have to lick them.
Okay, Frick, I didn't have my voltmeter with me.
Oh,
Sorry.
It doesn't have a 21st century battery.
You press down on the buttons of the battery and a meter will show up and tell you how much it is.
Okay. No. Frick, what kind of battery do you think I'm talking about?
You're talking about like a standard AA, AAA battery?
No, dude.
Okay, those don't have that, number one. And number two, no, it was a coin
yes,
cell.
they do. Dude, I literally have one right next to me.
AA batteries do not come with a voltmeter pre-installed in them.
You keep talking. I'll get a picture. 1 second. One second.
Oh my God. This is the stupidest kind of gaslighting.
No, they do, you idiot. Like, it's a thing Duracell had since the 90s.
I have them.
The battery has a voltmeter built into the cell.
You can check its charge on the battery. You press down on it and it tells you the charge.
He's from Kentucky.
Had them for 20 years.
Yeah, those things.
I've never seen that on a battery.
Dude,
There's picture proof that they exist.
I've never encountered it.
So you need to go out.
No, to be fair to Cynical, I have not seen one of those in years.
Probably like 10 years.
Very common. Very common.
Whoa.
Also, I don't use double
divided. No, we just had some very divided things there. Simon said he hasn't seen one in 10 years. I don't think I've seen one in 10 years. Cynical, well, Chris has never seen one.
I have.
Frick and Andrew say they see them all the time.
They're very common.
Perhaps it's only a thing like further Midwest.
Yes, for the Midwest, like
the fake Midwest, not the real Midwest like me.
Chris, the UK, the most Midwestern country.
Yeah, they say a lot there.
So wait, are you telling me that UK is the Midwest of Europe?
Oh, let me just squeeze
it's not
past
really
there.
anything of Europe anymore.
You.
The EU is Europe, Frick. Did you just say the EU is different?
To be fair, these battery checker things, you need like the power of Thor to press down on those things. It's really painful.
Well, that's why we have to eat those negative ions, man.
You need to.
But anyway,
You just be like Chris and just eat the battery.
The point is moot because the battery in question was a CR1632, a crappy little coin cell. So shut up.
Anyway, have you seen? Have you seen? I think this is the Turkish Duracell battery.
No. Oh, what? What is that?
Look how premium it is.
It's a rechargeable battery bank. Oh.
Do be Turkish though.
Dude, that's sick. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that's Turkish. Wait, did you say Turkish or Polish? I guess that's Turkish. Yeah, the letters
in Turkish.
Polish.
Oh, it's also in lira. And I was trying to remember where lira is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that it actually looks like one of their batteries.
Yeah. It actually looks like a quality product.
Looks like a bottle of cologne.
It's probably not. It's probably just like one of those Chinese batteries that you can buy like from 1,000 different sellers on AliExpress.
Yeah, no, I mean the internal is probably just standard rechargeable battery bank internal. But
it does actually exist. Like it is actually made by Duracell.
I'm on the website, duracell-me.com, and it's on there.
Yeah, it's 6,700 milliamp hour. Yeah, that's it.
Oh God, $5,000.
All right,
Frick, what?
That's a bit too pricey for me.
Yeah, I would suggest not buying that battery bank for $5,000. Anyway,
every time.
Hey, you mind if I talk about the WordPress vulnerability?
Yeah, go for
WordPress. I hardly knew her. Oh wait,
what? Can we just sit on that for a moment and let's contemplate what he just said?
Fun fact, I don't know if this is related to WordPress, but it might be. But just reading something since I'm thinking about this. One of the best ways to get people to patch vulnerabilities, update emojis. Like iOS updates, a lot of people do it just for the emojis, and now their phone is more secure across the board.
Yep.
It's so stupid. These stupid little Unicode glyphs. I hate them so much. They got a movie made out of them, but they're good for cybersecurity, so I have to like them.
Okay, so while Chris develops his
I'm gonna find a thing.
heat gunner for emoji.
Yeah, go do the whatever.
Anyway, so the WordPress vulnerability. So I mean, I don't know if you all have ever used WordPress or at least know what it is. I hope you do. WordPress is a god awful website development tool. Okay. Anyway, so the vulnerability resides in the theme grill demo importer. Basically, the plugin is installed on about 200,000 sites at a minimum. And basically, you can utilize a error in the code to craft a payload to basically nuke the entire site.
Nice.
Furthermore, if the site's database contains a username admin, the attacker is just automatically granted access to that user account. Just
double nice.
Yeah. It says Theme Grills plugin developer. They fixed the bug and released a version 16.2, but it's going to be up to website administrators to actually push the update because otherwise it's just going to sit there. So that's exciting.
Triple nice.
Are we just going to spam emojis in the chat?
I was
I'm not
say,
going to include any of those
because everybody is spamming emojis in this.
Do you know my favorite?
Alex, include the emoji that I sent.
This one. That's the only one I could find.
Yeah.
Wait, where did the Gregory Bunkers thing come from?
Okay.
I'm not going to say where it came from because of the first part of it.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting distracted and scared.
Chris, do you feel like a cornered wild guinea fowl?
Yeah, if you pet me too hard, I'm going to bite you.
Chris, guinea fowl don't bite you.
Yes, they do.
Do you know what a guinea fowl is?
It's probably a bird with teeth.
I like those.
A bird with teeth.
Yeah.
Chris, you know they have beaks, right?
Yeah, a beak is a big tooth.
But that's why he specified multiple teeth.
Yeah. The top of the beak is one tooth, and the bottom of the beak is the other tooth. It's two teeth.
Have you seen these before? Because they're native to Africa.
Ah, yes, Africa, that one monolithic place.
Okay. So
No,
before
seriously,
this,
Southern Africa.
Oh, that's a pretty burb.
Before this goes too much into me,
We just found out where the Gregory Bonkers things come from.
I was going to say,
this is a tech podcast.
I'll talk about the other one. So this was an article published on February 20th. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security said on Tuesday that an infection by an unidentified ransomware strain forced the shutdown of a natural gas pipeline for 2 days.
Nice.
All it did was it turned off the facility. It did not cause anything to explode.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, they're still in the process of figuring out who actually caused the breach or who was responsible for the attack. But yeah.
There is a scary amount of infrastructure that relies on security through obscurity. It's
I'd say the power grid's one of the big ones.
Yeah. It's
Sorry, what
not
is?
worrying at all.
The power grid.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the electricity comes from.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to mean companies like GM. But yeah.
No. Well, I mean, I would say any big manufacturing plant that has been around for 40 plus years is probably exactly one of those where all of the equipment runs on the software that was installed 40 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, like, I mean, if you want to go into that, like the McLaren F1 or
Yeah.
an X4 and really without going, aftermarket ECU, tunable and stuff with the original software and the original laptop. So they have a laptop running Windows 95 sitting around just for the McLaren F1.
Let's please just not get into ECUs and laptops with cars again.
God, there was
no, that was fun.
There was something that I read. Somebody worked at a company and they had to migrate to a new data center, but some of their servers, they didn't quite know what they did. They hadn't been rebooted in 25 years. And they were scared to turn them off because they weren't sure how to reboot them if they even would. So they hooked up a generator, migrated everything to the new data center, and had no downtime.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, they did a good job, but also, that's worryingly fragile.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, I mean, any younger guy or gal who decides to learn basically a dead programming language like Cobalt or Fortran or something along those lines.
I know BB code pretty well, so.
Gee, I wonder why. But anyway, no, if you have any experience with those older coding languages, you can make some serious bank these days because there are so many major government data centers or just general engineering plants or anything like that run on these ancient
I really
programs.
Need to Fortran at some point. Fortran is disturbingly common in academia as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, classic IBM mainframes are still out there and functioning. So I was just watching this video a few weeks ago of this kid who basically bought a mainframe for $400 and he installed it in his house. And because of that, and because he was able to get he got to do some conference talking about how he built the thing and the issues that he had where he was standing it up. He ended up getting a job for IBM working on mainframes.
Wow.
That's surprisingly common. A lot of the people that get into, I think, releasing, I think the guy that hacked the PS4 or something like that, or hacked the PS3, I think his name was GeoHot. I think he ended up getting hired either by Sony or by a Sony's competitor for security software.
And the other times they just get arrested.
Well, but that's what it comes down to, right? Is if you don't get thrown in jail, then you're going to get a job.
Well, it's easy.
It's either prison or a job.
If you make it as proof of concept and not as an actual attack, you'll get a gig. Simple as that.
Yeah. Well, usually.
I'm trying to remember. There was a recent one that I saw where it was not D-Brand, but it was some other company that they had there was a guy who found a major vulnerability on their site. He initially contacted the site's Twitter account demanding ransom for the information. And then at some point he was like, okay, I don't want the ransom anymore. I just want you to fix it. They blocked him. So then he compromised the website.
Wow. Yeah, compromising it's illegal, but releasing the vulnerability, they deserve it.
No, but that was the thing is basically he had no way to contact the site. So what he did is he got into the database and I think he sent out an email to all the clientele.
Yeah.
Basically saying, by the way, this site has been compromised.
Yeah. There was one bug. I think it got discovered. It got discovered by somebody on Twitter. It was a big company like Apple or Microsoft or one of those kinds of big tech companies that actually has bug bounties. But somebody contacted them about a bug. They tried to get in touch, but nobody picked up on it. And it got rediscovered by somebody else about 2 years later. And it did get patched at that point, but it was
it took it
that was a known bug by at least one person for that much time, and because they didn't really have a clear way to report it, well, it just kind of sat there. And I think it was a pretty major vulnerability too.
Wow. Well, I feel like the most functional bug bounty program isn't it Google's or Microsoft?
I wouldn't be surprised either of them. Apple's is lucrative if not functional.
Yeah.
They will pay fat stacks if you can find certain
vulnerabilities.
Vulnerabilities and iPhones especially.
Just out of curiosity, I looked up what the highest bug bounty ever paid was. How much do you think it was? The highest bug bounty ever paid in history?
$1.5 million.
Well, I mean, who do you think paid it?
Microsoft.
Apple.
Okay. What do you think, Simmons?
Yeah. I was going to say probably Apple.
It says here 7.5.
Ooh.
It's going to be like Toyota or something.
It says paid out. Yeah, 7.5 million. And they're the highest payout of anybody. It's Facebook.
But who is the company?
Facebook.
Yes. Facebook cares about security vulnerabilities because they're not concerned about like your data getting leaked. They're concerned about your data getting leaked for free.
Yes.
Oh, it's all business.
Yeah.
Get paid. Someone's getting paid one way or another.
Anyway, moving on to something else, basically.
Chickens?
Kind of. So,
Actually,
have you guys seen the KFC donut burger?
I'm
forgot-
disgusted by the concept, and I don't want you to speak about it.
You forgot about the
I thought
Apple
that was a
phones
parody.
thing.
I didn't realize that was real.
Wait, the actual phones thing?
Yeah, the Apple phones thing and the villains.
We're talking about chickens and donuts now, and I'm going to
No.
get angry about that. Oh, okay.
No, this is a tech
no,
podcast.
he's right. Let's get to the...
No, because we have an important image that we need to include in the thumbnail. So
Yeah, it's very important.
Is this like the double down, but even
What?
more disgusting?
No, we're not talking about
American?
food. We're talking about Apple.
I don't
Food.
know what we're talking about.
Food is next.
Alex had the Taco Bells.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was in the document.
I don't serve donuts
Okay.
at Taco Bell.
Okay, so news topic. So, according to the Star Wars director, what's his name again?
Ryan Johnson, the director
That's
of the
him.
only good movie in
Thank
the
you.
new trilogy.
Yes. According to him, Apple has a policy that will not allow villains in movies or TV shows to be able to use Apple products. So, in other words, if you want to make a movie with a villain who uses a smartphone, it's got to use Android.
Yeah, that's because Android is bad and for evil people.
Apparently, it goes back to some legacy policy. I can't remember how old it is, but it wasn't necessarily related to the current context of it. I can't. It was like something about not making the product look like a bad product or something along those lines. But nowadays, because there's so many movies or TV franchises that are using smartphones these days, the way that the policy is like loosely worded, it's basically just as dumb as if it's a villain, they can't use an Apple product.
Yeah. This is not a new thing. Like, remember 24, the TV show about Jack Bauer just being an all-American badass, really.
Oh yeah, 24.
Yeah, like you could tell, which character is going to end up betraying the bad guys or the good guys for that matter based on the car they were driving, because they had product placement for cars and the bad guys didn't drive the product placed cars.
Yep.
Okay,
The
no,
good guys did. So if there's going to be a twist later in the season, that guy's driving I don't actually know who advertised with them. I think VW did. I'm not sure. Either way, if you saw like a certain brand, you could tell like, yes, this is not a bad guy after all.
can they actually enforce that, or is that only if you're sponsored by Apple?
Yes.
Well, the Apple logo would be trademarked. I assume that you could show. Well, I mean, actually, a lot of series do this. They just put like a sticker over the trademarkable bit.
the
like, if you gotta-
phone.
I mean,
yeah, the Game Sphere.
you could sue a movie studio for. Well, then I feel like they'd be getting tons of lawsuits all the time for like all sorts of stuff in movies if that was the case.
Well, yeah, that's why they try to censor out brands because it's trademarked. You can't have a logo on screen unless you get a deal with the rights holder to that.
Hey.
So you can just cover it up. That's why, like, really, if you look at any kind of I guess sitcom or any kind of series where like characters have laptops, one of them's going to have a MacBook, but there's a sticker over the back of it.
Or not just that, but like if they go out, they won't have Coke or anything like that. It'll all be either no-name brand or they've got a deal
They will
with
have conch.
Conk.
Yes.
You know what, the most baffling thing I've always seen with, you can't use a brand in your movie unless it is sponsored by, say, Apple. It's free advertisement.
Yeah.
Like, what's the problem?
So I actually looked it up. So apparently, it's a practice called product displacement. And in order for a trademark owner, so if you're a trademark owner, a TV show or a company or anything like that cannot use your logo if they don't pay you a licensing fee. So if you have a product with that logo on it, you have to get a license to use it.
Yeah. That was I remember Alton Brown talked about that a lot because he used to get most of his ingredients from Kroger until that time that he got banned from Kroger. That's a fun story. Go look it up. But it was very clearly the Kroger logo. It's that blue oval stripes or whatever going around the thing, but they just colored over the logo because they legally could not show it. They could show like a blue oval. I guess that's obscure enough, but they had to do that because they can't show that.
It's really stupid.
Wait, no, hang on a second. So it turns out it isn't illegal. Is it illegal to display logos on clothing, food, computers, and so on? The answer is no, it's not illegal. In fact, it's all covered under fair use.
Well,
what?
People who say, "Oh, this is okay under fair use," are frequently the kind of people who say, "It's okay for me to torrent this. I own it on DVD." So,
well, yeah, it's not.
So it's not illegal.
Well, it's not.
Yeah,
like if you're a journalist and you're publishing something and you've got some asshole with like a Supreme hoodie or something like that, he's in the shot, yeah, that's fair use, you can leave it in. But if you're like shooting a movie, that's a deliberate thing, right? It's not coincidental. Like, it's not something that's coincidentally found in the environment. Like, that's a deliberate choice to put it there.
I don't know if
you're going to be making money off it.
I don't know if you guys have seen
I don't know
yet, but there's a part in that Sonic movie has some of the most blatant advertising or product placement I've ever seen in a movie. There's a part in the movie where Sonic is like, he needs a place to live. And he's like, you know what? Oh man, I need a place to live. Why don't we just jump on Zillow.com and see if we can find a place to live?
No, that's the thing.
That's almost as bad as, what was it? Iron Man 3, I think?
What happened there?
Yeah, just cape shit.
There was the one scene towards the end of it where I guess Stark renovated the kids' workshop, and it was just full of like.
It was like sponsored by Home Depot, I think.
Yeah, it was so blatantly just like, hey, we forgot to put our sponsorships in the movie, so we're just gonna dump it all in this kid's room.
Give me a moment because I've got a rip of that one Ethernet cable away. Let's see.
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna take a look at what
before we get our podcast copyright flagged.
No. I'm not going to play audio. Oh God, that's loud.
While he's pulling that up, hey, Alex, you want to talk about Taco Bell?
I guess, but let me talk about KFC first. KFC
Okay.
Donut Burger.
So you fall lead with Taco Bell, Simmons. Come on.
Oh. Anyway, KFC Donut Burger has kind of been making the rounds in the news, if you will. I know Review Bra. I think I saw it. I don't know if he's reviewed it or if he's uploaded it yet. I either saw it on Twitter or YouTube. He's got his hands on one.
Hang on. Speaking of product placement in Iron Man 3, I forgot about this scene.
Christ.
At the end of it, they showed Downton Abbey, which was a series that was topical at the time.
Yes, it was.
That's going to age well.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah. But yeah, KFC is now selling, I suppose, chicken in between donuts.
Yeah.
And that is
disgusting.
The worst thing for your heart ever.
I want to try it at least once.
For your heart, for your health.
I'm actually really
honestly, I think
I'm
it's
intrigued with the chicken and basket meal.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
It honestly sounds really good. I think this is going to be one of those super polarizing things. Like, you're either going to look at this and go, I really want that, or you're going to look at it and go, "Oh my god, that's awful."
I mean,
fried
chicken and
chicken
waffles
and
is
donuts.
a thing, so
I know, and it's good.
Yeah, chicken and waffles is delicious.
I've
This
never
is
had
just
it.
like the
Sounds
same
illegal.
idea. No, like,
Honestly, I
sweet
feel
and
like
savory in this thing is really good.
you know what's
Like bacon and waffles.
really curious about this though is like the first thing that I see when I look at that image of the chicken donut sandwich, which quite frankly looks horrendous, but I also want to try it. It kind of reminds me of the chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
thought that as
hey,
well.
we need something to compete with the chicken sandwich from Popeyes, but we can't make it look obvious. You know what? Just take the chicken scrap between a couple donuts. All right, got this.
Basically, and it's not just that, but the size of this damn thing it's enormous.
Yeah.
It's a large sandwich, man. I mean, this is not something you have a bite of and then like move on to something else. Like I posted a little photo of it. That's how big it is. It's like massive.
Okay, well, I'm disappointed by how those donuts actually look.
Oh god, those look mediocre at best. Those look like bagels with icing.
Well, see, and I don't like that image because, or the stock image, because that top donut looks transparent.
Yeah,
What?
no, it's so
Now-
obviously been like glazed in oil.
I think
I'm
it's
disappointed.
a matter of how
Wait.
fresh the donut is, right? So they say it's made to order. They say the chicken is made to order, but I don't think they're baking donuts every time you make an order.
Yeah,
No, if
bacon
any-
donuts.
No, if anything, all they're doing is they have preformed donut dough, which horrible, first of all. And they're probably
fresh,
just
never frozen.
No. Like good donuts, they go straight from the batter into the fryer, and I don't think they're doing that.
Thank you, Frick. Yeah, I like Krispy Kreme because you can watch them make the donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, frick, that is a very
Andrew,
important
no.
question. Wow, good lord. So do they offer this in Canada? I wonder.
What?
I wonder if they offer this in Canada. Do you think it's under sandwiches?
Let's see.
Wait, offer what? Yeah, what are you talking? We're talking about two things here. Which one are you talking about?
The donut sandwich.
Okay, do they offer that on the sandwich? Yes, I'm sure they probably do.
Okay, so it says
Forbidden. You gave us a dead link.
hold on.
What, me?
I'm forbidden from seeing this. I'm banned.
KFC has banned you?
I can't act.
I got a 4 or 3.
What?
Forbidden.
What?
What?
It is-
Hold on. Let me look at this. Yep,
It
you
works.
gave us a bad link.
Yeah, it says that's what I got. It's forbidden.
No. I'm browsing the KFC. Have they banned
No, very
anyone
illegal.
outside of Canada?
Very illegal.
Hold on. Let me
They
turn on
banned
my
anyone outside of Canada?
Let me turn on my VPN. Speaking of VPNs, this episode brought to you by
is not sponsored.
Raid Shadow
No. No.
I don't know what I'm saying.
If they want to give us like $4,000, which is what they do, I will gladly accept it.
I don't have standards. Yeah, I'll shill for a crappy video game. Yay, if you want me to shill for your garbage, hit me up.
That's definitely going to get the sponsors rolling in.
If you have 10 subscribers, you'll get an email from Raid Shadow Legends.
PFK. Yeah, because it's like Paulette fried chicken.
Hey, wait, guys, hang on. So, would you rather eat that chicken sandwich from
Yes.
Burger King or whatever the fuck it is, or would you rather eat this person's home cooked donut fried chicken sandwich?
Oh, that looks good. Although I question the lettuce
lettuce.
on a
Oh,
donut
no.
chicken sandwich. You know what? Ditch the lettuce and we'll talk.
So, by the way, Alex, I did confirm it. Yeah, that website is geo-blocked.
Oof.
Why?
Because they don't want us seeing the exclusive Tim Hortons crossover.
Wait. I think you might be right. Well, no, not about that, but I think they do have a Tim's crossover.
I was making a joke.
No, someone does have a Tim's crossover here.
Isn't it
No,
Burger
but
King?
like straight up, I'm connected to a Canada VPN right now, and it works just fine.
I got to get behind one of my 47 proxies. Hang on.
Yeah.
One of these is Canadian.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's going to be like impossible to find out who did it as well. They
Looking
offer,
at
like Tim Hortons version items.
Oh no, they figured it out.
You said you're looking at it now. Looking at what now?
Looking at the site, I've hacked into the mainframe of. I'm in KFC's back end.
Oh, nice.
It's just what the hole in the donut is for.
Oh, congratulations.
No, we're not talking about that. No,
We're talking about the hole in the donut.
No.
Oh, speaking of which, have you seen how they make cream-filled donuts?
They use an injector.
They do.
Hey, Alex, tell us about your first Taco Bell experience ever.
Alex, tell us about how you're stuck in the wage cage. Alex is recording this podcast while on call for work, so tell his boss about it.
No, I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm not in
they
seat.
don't trap you in the wage cage.
He put it in his contract. He could do the podcast.
He doesn't work for
from
Amazon, so he's fine.
Well, at least it's not a wage Faraday cage.
I wish it was.
Yeah, that's clever because that way my datas can't get out.
Datas.
But yeah, go on, Alex. How did Taco Bell go?
I don't know. I had Taco Bell for the first time ever today.
Well, first of all, what did you get?
Okay, so yeah, it's in a shopping mall, for whatever that's worth, and the menu is very confusing. I've never seen their menu before.
Menu?
So this is the first time I saw their menu. It's very confusing because all that seems to be on offer is a wrap or a taco.
What?
That's all you can have. You can have varying combinations of wraps or tacos.
What you'll
And that's
quickly learn, Alex, is that everything on Taco Bell's menu is made of the same 5 ingredients.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of picked. That's what I
Wait.
picked up pretty quickly. So I was basically choosing the proportions of said ingredients per taco or per wrap, right? A friend of mine got a box thing. He got 2 tacos. They were like double crust or double shell or something. And then like a wrap and a drink and some fries with basically a poured out taco on them.
So question, are
And
you referring
I
to the burritos as a wrap?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
they call-
I'm
they
good
call
at
them-
rapping.
They call them wraps here, actually.
okay.
Like it was on the menu as wrap. Anyway,
That's really strange, actually.
Hey,
Um,
music is just like candy. You
Hold
gotta
on,
throw out the rappers.
I now got to pull up the Taco Bell Canada menu.
watch, I'm just like misremembering completely. No, it says wrap.
No, it's okay. Dementia's cool.
I hope
All
I
right,
got
let's see.
dementia.
Yeah.
Crunch
so,
wrap. Yeah, it's called wrap.
Okay, I'm on Taco Bell CA menu, and I'm seeing tacos, burritos, specialties, stuff along those lines. Yeah, well, Crunchwrap Supreme is an actual just item.
No, but I never saw that. Like when they listed out,
I
they
gotta
were
stop
called
following this
something
account.
wrap.
Yeah.
So for what it's worth,
so if you
Alex-
want to change your life and not necessarily for the better, you need to get yourself a 5-layer burrito just to experience that.
Why? It's so disappointing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I can't stop eating them.
That's just like me and Pringles. I don't even like them that much. I can eat an entire
No,
tube in one
okay.
night.
So I got a 7-layer burrito, right?
Yeah, those things are all right.
But anyway, and then I got the Baja Blast because I've never had that before,
Yeah.
Famous drink.
and I got some fries. They didn't
So what
have
was your
nu-
opinion of Baja
they didn't
Blast?
have nacho fries, unfortunately. So, okay, it wasn't that expensive, right? It was like 11 Canadian after tax, but it still felt kind of a bit much. The Baja Blast is extremely disappointing. It just tastes like sugar,
Yeah.
lightly flavored sugar.
Why
Maybe
why do you think the gamers like
lime.
it so much?
It's like maybe like a lime-ish flavor or something really subtle. I can't remember. I actually threw out half of it because I didn't want it.
See,
I
the
don't
real
want
trick is you got to
calories
get
of
the Baja Blast slushy they've got.
There wasn't a slushy machine there.
Ah, that's the
Also, I got called halfway through my lunch, so that
Oh,
was
no. You can't
Anyway,
avoid a Taco Bell meal. You got to savor it.
the fries. Very disappointing. They just taste like KFC fries. They were just soggy and not great.
they're
Yeah.
seasoned fries. The only thing that's good about them is the nacho sauce they come with, and that stuff is horrible.
Is there any fast food? Which fast food restaurants actually have good fries? McDonald's has good fries.
McDonald's, hands down. Or Chick-fil-A.
Wait, hang on.
Arby's curly fries, those are good.
Oh no!
Ooh, Chick-fil-A waffle fries, yeah, those as well.
Chick-fil-A. No, top three in this order: McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's.
No, I disagree.
No, not Wendy's.
No, I actually do like Wendy's. They're very standard. There's nothing wrong about them.
But there's nothing that stands out. They certainly don't have the number 3 spot.
You got to get the cheese fries from Wendy's. That's the star dish.
Well, then that's not what I mean. Just your basic fried potato.
No, if I'm going to pick my top 3 fries, it's going to be Arby's curly fries, Wendy's fries, or Chick-fil-A waffle fries, and then Wendy's fries.
I actually really like
not even McDonald's.
No, they're very.
Arby's is number 1.
Here's my problem with McDonald's fries: is I only like them if they're excessively soggy, which doesn't make any sense.
What? You have to the opposite. You have to have them as crisp as possible.
Leave. Get out. You are not welcome here.
All right, bye. See ya.
Burger King South Africa actually had really good fries. The Burger King anywhere else, horrible fries.
Dude. It's scary how bad the other things of Burger Kings are that aren't Burger King or burgers. It's horrific. It's some of the worst food you could eat. Dude, there was a time when Burger King started doing tacos. And my God, their tacos were these emaciated, grease-filled pieces of garbage that nobody could eat.
Garbage. Anyway, speaking of the burritos or wraps, I was super disappointed in the size of it. It's not big at all. It's small. It's like
what, the Taco Bell items?
Yeah.
The one that was that from the value menu or was that full price?
Full price.
Okay.
It's like I was expecting, something just big, like where the ingredients can barely be wrapped around the thing.
So this is something that you're
just sad.
learning
So
about
much
Taco Bell.
Bread.
Is Taco Bell is super inconsistent between various locations. One of the Taco Bells that I would go to back at home, you got really tiny burritos. The one that I came to down here, huge. Like it was double the size. So
you know what the most consistent fast food restaurant is? It's Subway, and in the worst possible way.
Consistently, never consistent.
Just consistently bread.
Cynical, do you know that Subway is considered to have the best fast food cookies in the industry?
I've never had them because peanut allergy.
Highly disagree.
Either them or Chick-fil-A.
I'd say
I've never had
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A.
have the worst. Because they are.
I once got a free Chick-fil-A cookie, and I didn't eat it because peanuts. I don't trust baking that isn't my own. If it comes out of my kitchen, it's safe. If it doesn't, it's dangerous.
Okay,
so just carry an EpiPen.
Oh, I'm going to go into anaphylactic shock because I can't keep my fat piece of shit hands out of the cookie jar.
Don't you have some big needle that you stick into your heart to prevent that or something?
That's the EpiPen, and it goes in the thigh. It doesn't go in the heart. That's a good way to kill somebody.
Maybe if you put it into your heart, you wouldn't have these problems anymore.
I mean, yes, that would kill me. And that would technically stop the problem.
Yeah,
just kill you instantly.
Yeah, probably not instantly. That's the worst part.
Right.
Wendy's.
No. If you want to go for the kill instantly, you got to do 3 of them.
That's not instant then.
No. You can do it simultaneously. You can duct tape them together and just jab them.
How long?
Just pull Kalima on your.
Wait.
Yourself.
I'm looking this up right now. What happens if you stab an EpiPen into your heart? Hang on.
It literally says on the auto injector, goes in thigh, hold for 10 seconds. It's not rocket science. You read the directions; they're printed right there. But if you're going through anaphylactic shock, you can absolutely use this yourself. It doesn't paralyze you.
Wait, but what if my counter argument is I can't read?
Simmons, they have pictures. Simmons, remember that time you almost died?
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Today?
When was this?
When you had a hazelnut allergy?
No. It turns out that I'm very allergic to macadamia nuts. I found this out in an airport.
How do you find this out this late? Why don't you just eat mixed nuts?
Well, so that's the thing.
Mixed nuts. That's gonna narrow it down.
Okay, so why do you have an allergy test?
Let me explain. So this is an allergy that developed later. I know because I didn't start noticing anything with macadamia nuts until probably grade 7. But all it was nausea. So I didn't know if that was associated to either the nuts or the cookies themselves. And it was just one of those. I've never liked nuts in my cookies anyway. So whatever.
Me neither.
Honestly, oatmeal cranberry raisin cookies are the superior cookie. Fight me. But what happened was my mom had these chocolate covered macadamia nuts, and it was really good for about 15 seconds, and then my mouth went numb, and then my face swelled up like a balloon, and then I vomited. It was absolutely a time. And I made a D's nuts joke to my girlfriend, and she got really mad.
While you were dying.
Well, no, it was after I vomited the second time, so it was fine.
Good. A similar thing happened to me a while ago when I had the world's spiciest lollipop. It's like 7 million Scovilles.
Oh yeah. Was it the devil's tongue?
No, it was a toe of Satan.
Right.
And what you're supposed to like lick it or suck it. Well, I bit into it, chewed it, and swallowed the whole thing in one go.
Oh
Frick,
no!
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Can I
I
ask?
shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that.
How is the bowel movement following that?
Oh, there was none because within 10 to 15 minutes,
Just vaporized everything.
every hole on my head was leaking some kind of fluid. Every single one. And I was like, I don't want this to travel any further south, so I'm just going to get this out of me now. Dude, okay. I'll put it to you like this. That is the closest I've ever come to like delirium in my entire life, because you stop being aware of time and space or anything like that. It is.
Oh yeah.
It feels like the walls are closing in. It's like it feels like you're just going insane, like you're just losing your mind, and then eventually you just go numb. Like your whole body goes numb. My head went numb.
Frick, this sounds like edgy music from 15 years ago.
No, okay. I tell you what. You try doing it, and you tell me what happens.
I will not do that because I'm not an idiot.
Chris, sorry, Frick. Did you
That's
think
me.
for a split second that, oh my god, like I've just killed myself for 5,000 views on YouTube?
It's worth it.
I kill myself for fewer views.
It's one of those things where, like, if I'm
you
gonna do spicy candy, I might as well find the spiciest one there is. I'm not doing any more spicy candy, for the record.
I wonder why.
Never again.
Oh.
So, yes, very disappointing Taco Bell.
Welcome to everybody's obsession in America.
What's the next stop, Alex?
Well, and here's my thing. The reason why I like Taco Bell so much is because I eat there for $3.
We get
Whether
a
that's some
discount or something?
I get the cheesy bean rice burrito, which is $1, and I get the 5-layer burrito, which is $2. And
How many calories is that?
that's probably like 900.
Okay. So you get 900 calories for $3. Okay. I mean, you could do worse. It's got your protein, got your fats, got your carbs, got your okay.
You definitely got your carbs and fats. That's for damn sure.
Got the protein if you get it with the beans.
I think the cheapest thing you can buy with the most calories is probably olive oil.
It's definitely Coke or butter. No,
olive oil has
Mayonnaise.
This is the perfect time to bring up our Lord and Savior, the LA Beast, who did a video of him chugging like 30 gallons of olive oil in one sitting.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
How slippery were his poops?
Dude, so I won't tell you what happens at the end of the video, but suffice it to say, you'd say, "Yep, that sounds about right. That sounds like what would happen." I think he ingested something like 30,000 calories.
Was that the one that or did he end up in the hospital for something else?
I liked when he ate the cactus and it really hurt when he pooped it out.
I'll post the video in chat. LA Beast olive oil for those listening. It's fantastic.
There was also the time he stuck his hand in hot ice, aka glacial acetic acid. Actually, no, it's not glacial. It's God, what is it? It's super saturated something. I think it is acetic acid or some kind of acetate.
I found the video. It's 24,000 calories. in 3 minutes, and the video is age restricted.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Why? Two Nice videos aren't age restricted, but this one is? Okay, whatever. Anyway, there's the video. It's called 88 Consume 24,000 Calories of Fat in 3 minutes for those that want to look it up. I highly suggest doing so because you're not going to see anything like this anywhere else on the planet. So,
Yeah.
Very
Probably
interesting.
for a good reason as well.
Yeah, please don't try that. You will die if you don't vomit.
do we have to tell people not to try it, Alex? Is that something?
No, absolutely not. Let's say, come on, hey guys, do it. It'll be funny. We're not liable.
Wow.
We're probably not liable. I haven't talked to a lawyer. Actually, how about this? American listeners, don't do it. Non-American listeners, I can't be extradited there.
Wow. Okay. So,
Jesus. All right.
on that
Yeah.
note, I think we're going to call it a night. So
I feel like that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone, for
it's a bad idea. We
listening
care
to
about
our
you. We love you.
insane mumblings.
I contributed a lot.
Chris, thank you. We appreciate you, Chris. Don't worry, we all love we all
I
love
don't
you
know
here.
why. You guys are idiots. Who appreciates me?
Okay. I don't know. That was a lovely moment, but all right.
We love you, Chris. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine.
All
Is this an
235
intervention?
pounds.
It's an intervention. We got to get you back on your crazy pills.
Oh man, you only love me when I'm 235 pounds. Well, sounds like I need to pick up some weight.
You need to pick up like 2 pounds.
No,
Chris,
yeah, 200 pounds.
We have to talk about your EpiPen addiction. You can kick this out.
Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Chris, for joining, Frick for joining, Simmons for joining, and Andrews for joining. And
Oh, thank you, Martin.
yes.
Oh yeah, thank you, Martin. You
Thank you,
contributed good. Wait, Andrew, is that a crab?
Stop it. Thank you.
That
and
is a
good night.
crab. I like crabs.
We dancing though.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Bye.